It is such a pleasure to be here in this great city and an honor to march with the incredible musicians of your Detroit Symphony Orchestra. I am proud to stand with them and with all the workers of Detroit on this Labor Day. We are at a critical time for our country, for the city, and for one of Michigan's most valuable assets, the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. We should not be asking if Detroit can continue to support its world-class orchestra, but rather we should ask, how can Detroit afford not to? At a time when Americans are all concerned about unemployment and the economy, the arts mean good business. In Michigan alone, the arts lead to over 108,000 jobs and provide for nearly $2 billion in economic activity every year. And across America, the impact is even more amazing. The arts bring over 5.7 million jobs to Americans. The great musicians of your orchestra are deeply committed to serving this community and willing to sacrifice in order to preserve this asset as one of the most visible ambassadors for this historic city and for the community where our children learn and our companies do business. It has often been said that without labor, nothing prospers. We live in a time when labor is under attack. As Robert Reich wrote just last week, the median male worker earns less today when adjusted for inflation than he did 30 years ago. And as a result, the working class that made America great struggles. In the 1970s, the wealthiest 1% of Americans took in about 9% of the income. Today, that same 1% absorbs over 23% of the nation's income. And yet, the management of the Detroit Symphony says that they cannot invest in their city. Do not listen to those who would tell the citizens of this great city that they cannot have what they deserve and that your children cannot have what they deserve. The musicians of this orchestra stand united with all of Detroit, and they serve as an enticement for business as well as a monument for the aspiration to excellence. If management's proposals are allowed to be implemented, then this great asset to Detroit will be forever harmed. Artists and business leaders across the nation and the world are looking to Detroit at this time. They are hoping to see the investment that can lead to growth, and we are all eager to stand with every worker of Michigan. Not only can the Detroit Symphony be saved, but there is a reason to save it. The value of this orchestra to its citizens and to the workers of Detroit cannot be measured, and it must not be lost. Thank you very much. And now it's my honor to introduce one of America's greatest labor leaders and one of its greatest musicians, the newly elected president of the American Federation of Musicians and my great friend, Ray Hare.